And as a matter of fact, you cannot see him in dunya, but you will see him in akhirah if you will make it to Jannah. And the worst punishment, wal-'iyadhu billah, for those who are not going to make it to Jannah, which is worse than the worst that we can hear of in the hellfire. The worst out of the worst is to be deprived from looking at the face of Allah. There is nothing could be worse. We see how many of the hadith that we can describe the hellfire, horrible. Is it true? And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, there is nothing could be worse than being deprived from looking at the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know how many of the hadith and verses in the Quran talking about the great Jannah, and there is nothing could be more pleasant and more valuable for the believers than looking at the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. They are gonna see. And the Prophet ﷺ did swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Wallahi, you are gonna look, you are gonna see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment the same way you can look at just, what's today? 14th of Shawwal? How is the moon right now? And he's telling them, you are gonna see Allah the same way you can see the moon by the middle of the month. Exactly the same way, no doubt. It's clear, full and complete. It's not even the beginning of the month or the end of the month. No! In the day of judgment, you will get it. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about al-husna wa ziyada, that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the believers in the day of judgment. And what's more, Ibn Abbas and the translators of the Quran, the interpreters, they said, whatever is more than the reward is looking at the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the best out of the best. Which is the best out of the best. And the worst out of the worst is to be deprived. In addition to the horrible stuff in the hellfire, in addition to the snakes, in addition to the heat, in addition to the jahim, in addition to the ghislin, the shirts that's made out of tar, bitumin, sarabiluhum min qatiran. Your shirt is from bitumin. You know what's bitumin? Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did choose that word in the Quran. Who did teach Muhammad what's bitumin? Bitumin is not losing heat. Is it true? That's the material we are using for paving road. It's not losing the heat. Means it's there. You can just drive next to one of the machines like spreading bitumen, and you cannot bear. Horrible. Allah is saying that 1400 years ago, when it was a time, it was not even bitumen. Shirts are from bitumen, and so on and so forth. What's after Ramadan? We need to make it, and we need to take the decision. It doesn't matter how many classes we are going to take. We need to agree on the whole thing. How did Allah accept or not? Who can tell me? Did Allah accept? And how we know that Allah did accept? We'll make it both. Did Allah accept? What we have to say? We wish. We ask Him, inshallah. But then I'm gonna ask the one who's telling me, oh, inshallah, how is your night? Oh, in the nightclub. Inshallah, and you are in the nightclub. Does it work? I'm gonna ask him, how was your Ramadan? MashaAllah, siyam and zakah, and we did compete with one another in achieving Allah's happiness. That's correct. Pay as much as you can. What's gonna stop you after Ramadan? And I believe I made it in the last session. Be what, but not be what? Be Rabbanis, not Ramadanis. Because it doesn't work. Ramadanis means worshipping Ramadan. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَكِنْ كُونُوا رَبَّانِيِّينَ. Be belonging to Allah, not belonging to Ramadan. If 1 month of mercy is gone, the merciful is there. If 1 month of bonus is gone, the one who has all the treasures in his hand is there. He's telling you just Ramadan is a bit out of my favors. And you are worshipping Ramadan? Doesn't work. Everyone should answer the same question. We understand how powerful we used to be in Ramadan. How strength we used to have in our hearts in Ramadan. How deal and how relationship we have made during the darkness of the night with Allah in Ramadan. Why it's gonna stop after Ramadan? If it's made for Allah, Allah is there. Siyam is there. Why Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has kept the sunnah so the link will not stop? Who did continue the 6 days after Ramadan? Who will maintain the 3 days in the middle of the month every month? That's granting you Jannah and a full forgiveness from Allah. As Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told Mu'adh, just fast 3 days of every month, 13, 14 and 15. We have Monday and Thursday. We have the 6 days in Shawwal, which is including Ramadan, is considered fasting the whole life, the whole year. Man sama Ramadan, whoever is going to fast Ramadan, and Allah will accept. And he's going to follow with 6 in Shawwal, either successive or spreaded or just 6 days in Shawwal, and Allah will accept. It's like somebody who did fast the whole year. The whole year. Why link should stop? We used to, alhamdulillah. Who did turn, alhamdulillah, some of the channels were off on Ramadan. Is it true? In the TVs? We did not even consider them as a part of our remote control. Is it true or not? Are they still the same? But the program has come back. And we started to go back to the same channels. We used to say, no, I'm not going to look at a channel that's bringing naked woman or something that's haram. And we used to make it. My wife, be careful. For what? Be careful of what? Of Allah or of Ramadan? If that is the case, how the set of the channels would be switched back after Ramadan? If we're struggling, sometimes it's, if we're struggling for an nafilah, crying, feet are burning, just like effort, striving, asking Allah for all of His favors, asking Allah for acceptance, asking Allah for forgiveness, staying i'tikaf, masha'Allah, cutting out of our time to say, Ya Allah, I am here for you. And the whole i'tikaf by itself, is it sunnah or faridah? Sunnah, which is great. How I cannot do the same to attend a class, or to purify the heart, or to learn one of the ahadith of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How we need to interact, guys. That session, it will never work if it will stay silent. Because we need to bring whatever is inside from all kinds of diseases. Give the medicine, leave cure. Done. How was it easy to get a whole juz read in Ramadan? With your work, with everything. Was it easy? Was it easy or not?
Easy.
And even sometimes more than one juz? Is it easy or not?
Easy.
Yeah, you have to tell me, was it easy or not?
Easy.
Even more or not? Sometimes just like some brothers, mashallah, made it the whole Quran 3-4 times. Is it true? Some sisters who have time, mashallah, they made it 4-5 times. I need to know how many pages have been read since the 1st of Shawwal.